Welcome again to our reading from the Seeker's Journal. But here we are once again. So please take a listen. Just a reminder that this is a non-fiction account of my exploration into other realms of existence with the assistance of several guides and guardians. Through dream control, meditation, contemplation, I attempted to break through the walls that divide the various dimensions and timelines that make up our reality. This is what happened, in essence. This is our journal entry number 61, and you can find the other entries on minds.com. You will find a link and more information below. Journal entry number 61. I had a dream where I was in a small place with a small group of friends in what looked like a small hotel room. One had a horrible headache. I did Reiki on her, and her headache went away. She was surprised because she had known I was a healer. The scene switched to another person. He lived down below, a giant restaurant under the kitchen. He was supposed to come up to protect the kitchen if anything went wrong. In the kitchen, a person came who was supposed to be a manager and tricked people into thinking an evil person was going to come. When the guy who was an angel, interesting, I haven't read this in a long time. When the guy who was an angel came up, they thought he was the evil person. They had all the lights turned out, and before he could say a word, about 50 people wearing chef's hats and uniforms attacked him with pots, pans, spatulas, and heavy metal spoons in the dark. He literally destroyed them all, even the one they healed. Afterwards, he was outside walking. Some of the people outside were weary of him. Some looked at him sadly because of the horrible tragedy and the fact that he had no choice but to kill all those people because they had been deceived. I think this is about an internal journey. The true self comes in, but the various parts of the ego that are deceived, thinking that the divine intelligence is coming to destroy them, attacked. All of those parts had to be wiped out before the person, i.e. the divine part of the self, could be free. The few surviving parts were saddened and shocked, but working with the new persona that exists now. Next day, journal entry number 62. Dreams, dreams, dreams. I dreamt that I was in a bathroom and found a secret drawer. There were several books in the drawer that talked about the coronavirus. It said that things were going to get worse and that this civilization, the one in this hemisphere anyway, would die out. It said that the virus is going to keep coming back, wiping people out. And the only thing that will help people survive are the amount of people being born. In other words, it is over for Western civilization. Interesting dreams. I also had one where all of these parts of myself that I dreamed of being killed in a dream last night were not killed. An old god figure with many helpers had taken all the fractured parts of myself, brought them back together, and had put them all into a healthy, happily healed group. I find that interesting considering how troubling the other dream was. I wonder why the shift. It was the same dream, but totally different. I was upset about the last one and did not accept it. Perhaps the dream changed, and the way it was carried out changed because of my reaction to the last one. I have always believed and have heard that the messages from our dreams are messages being released from the true self to our conscious, so we can decide if we would like to go in that direction or not. The element is what connects with the idea of parallel universes or dimensions. The element of shifting from one state to the next. We are actually being invited to shift to another timeline with these dreams. If we accept, our universe changes. If not, it stays the same. So our dreams are the path to other timelines. Dreams and reality, as we call it, are not that separate. Both worlds work together. Our shifts between this reality and other realities are very subtle because of the conditioning of the ego. Most people who have been inundated with the religion of material science will never get it. They are the most blind. When one expands oneself and the ego, however, one can see more, know more, understand more, and possibly have access to the power that will allow them, on demand, to shift to parallel timelines instead of bringing parallel timelines to them, which is what dreaming and understanding does. Chapter 63, or journal entry 63. I am dreaming that everything is crumbling. All the things we were waiting for are happening because our previous thoughts, ideas, hopes, and dreams are crumbling to dust. All of them. We are being taken back to a place of zero instead of picking up where we left off. We are going to have to start from the beginning. There was a hope that the human family would rise as a unit and transcend the pain and suffering caused by a world held hostage in the anger, fear, and greed of the human family. As usual, the humans have not reached that level of development yet. Some will make it and some will not. The dream of the whole society rising will not come true. But we will have a chance to start again from the beginning and go through a very long cycle again. One of the first things that have to crumble are the various religions based in the worldview of a colonial society. All of them will turn to dust. Journal entry 64. Sitting in the house is getting boring. It is more difficult for me to travel to a sacred place to meet with any guides. I keep drifting off or falling asleep. I am suddenly very tired. I think it has to do with the ridiculous amount of pollen in the air now. The weather keeps constantly rising and dropping, which is causing the plants to create more pollen than usual. They seem to be on hyperdrive as they create pollen, and I, who have had allergies for a long time, am even more susceptible than the people it is affecting who never had allergy issues. This makes the world miserable for my physical self, and so I struggle. I, as an ego, with all the craziness in the world, the coronavirus, the poor leadership, the harsh reality of how hard-hearted people are in this nation. And I'm not just talking about the government, but a large number of people overwhelms me sometimes. There are hard truths that one must face when they are awake. The truth is that most of the horrible things that are happening in the world right now, and especially in the U.S., is with the consent of the majority of the people. A racist, homophobic, antichrist type of leader was elected because almost 30% of the people were antichrist, homophobic, and hateful, and about 40% were so lazy they decided to protest by staying home and not voting for anyone. So this monster we have now, who has dismantled everything, was put in place by 70% of the people. And I remind you that this was written in 2020, not 2024. We're going down a road to mass destruction right now, and there is not much people can do about it. It would be much easier to deal with this without the allergies. At times I think I have all of these allergies in order to save me from myself. I have them to teach me humility and empathy for those who have problems they can't overcome. The most difficult thing I wrestle with, however, the most difficult things are two related issues. The first is the anger that I have because so many people are stupid and keep voting for people against their own interests only because the people are racist like them. The second is the empathy that I have for the poor, the helpless, the innocent, who must suffer with the karma of the stupid. Yet again, perhaps we need to suffer with it. Perhaps we need to learn to accept the world as it is, to accept people as they are, and just move on. Just live lives of dignity, hope, love, and peace in the midst of most of the craziness, hate, and stupidity. That is a very difficult thing to learn. The best place to learn it is in the here and now, because it sucks so bad. The last entry I'll be reading is entry number 65, a very short entry. And then, if you would like, visit our minds.com or visit our website at www.nextstepcoaching.mysite.com. You'll see that below. Become a member of our Patreon. Help to explore your spirituality as deeply as possible. Journal entry 65, and this was done May 20th, 2020, as I said before. Strange night last night. I can't remember any of my dreams. I awakened around 8 or 8:30, got up and meditated because I couldn't get back to sleep. I finally got back to sleep and had some heavy dreams I can't remember at all. I mostly remember sleeping with the goddess. I mean, making love, having sex, whatever, with the goddess. Those were interesting dreams. I don't know why I can't remember anything else. It is all blank. Thanks for being with us. Namaste.